This is the companion trailer to The Outer Worlds. If you don't know The Outer Worlds, The Outer Worlds is it's supposed to be like a Fallout inspired game made by Obsidian, who Obsidian made the original Fallout New Vegas, one of the best Fallouts in my opinion. And then they got back to it and said, "Hey, let's make something like Fallout, but like let's make it our own thing." And this game doesn't quite the Outer Worlds one felt like it was similar a little bit in Fallout in that, oh yeah, it's a first person game. You shoot guns, you talk to people, it's got some RPG elements, but it didn't feel like it was like the whole Fallout New Vegas experience. And one of the biggest issues with the first Outer Worlds is that Outer Worlds felt like a game that had a budget much smaller than its ambition. You know, like it felt like they were trying to do things and they just didn't have the money to do them. It felt like it needed more, like it was incomplete in some ways. And with this one, now they've been bought by Microsoft, one of the richest companies in the world, and they're getting a big budget and they've been getting a lot of time. So you got time and you got money, and hopefully now you can make something great, right? You think this is the perfect scenario for this. Another example of this was Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 got a lot of time and money. You could tell the graphics are some of the best graphics you've ever seen. Maybe it's not your kind of game, but it definitely got it's definitely a looker. So this is the companion. You're now seeing the RPG companions that you have. You know, this is a role playing game. You can kind of form up a little band of a little party. I think you can have like one or two people that run around with you. I don't remember how many it was. And they're showing all the options that you have. The characters are a big part of these kinds of games. And let's see what the Outer Worlds 2 has in store for us.
A trailer for the part of the game.
So let me start it from the start here. Turn it up a little bit.
And now, a trailer for the part of the game you'll remember more than the ending.
So they got it's got a comedic look to comedic style to the game.
Let's skip the diplomacy.
Chemically enhancing your statistically unsafe lifestyle.
So is that a robot companion?
This might sting
Okay.
a lot.
So we have some sort of lady. You know, here's another lady. The first lady was tough, and she had a. Let's look at her. This is going kind of fast. So if we look at this first guy, okay. So the first guy's called Niles. So he looks like he's a brown dude.
Let's skip the diplomacy.
And then we got a robot, which is it's a girl robot because it has a girl voice.
Chemically enhancing your statistically unsafe
Which is
lifestyle.
fine. Okay. And then we got Asa here. That's a lady, some sort of cultist,
a lot.
or something like that. Or was that her with the? So this is her, but she's wearing the hat. Is that what it is? And then this is her without the helmet thing. So then we have here girl boss over here with the what would you call this? The lesbian the lesbian side cut, you know, like I'm so badass, I cut half of my hair, you know, but I leave the other side because I also want to look stylish, you know, like okay. And you know, these are these kinds of games. These games are, this is a California studio. You know, big city Californians worked on this. So, you know, they're very much into this sort of stuff. You know, it is what it is. So there she is, and she's got fire red hair, right, and black, because she's badass, and tattoos. Right, so she's a girl boss. Okay. All right. And then we got Inez. So Inez is an armored lady. She's armored. She has, you know, she's got, you know, she's got her nice rifle there, and she's got some sort of monster growing out of her shoulders. I don't know what the flip that is. And she's got a scarred face, and she's badass. She's a girl boss, and she curses because she's badass. So yeah, she's badass. Then we got Marisol. So this is a guy. This is a guy for once. No, this is the third girl if you count the robot girl. So this is another girl, and she's some sort of I don't know. She's like some sort of cultist lady or something, and she's got goggles on. and she's a badass. Yeah.
You're not on fire.
Yeah, she's a badass because she's gonna light you on fire, and shoot you down. You know. And then we got Tristan the robot. So we got 2 robots. Hey, is he a robot? Oh no, he's a guy. It's just they were showing him with the helmet on. Okay, so that's probably what they did with the redhead girl, with the side cut girl. Is that they showed her first with the whole burqa thing, and then she took off the burqa. So yeah, badass. So we got this guy. So you know he's a dude, and he's got a hammer. He's got facial hair, and he's badass.
And no, you can't sleep with them.
And you cannot have sex with the partners because this game is made by a bunch of people that don't want that. I mean, I hope this game is good, to be honest. I'm shit talking here about the girl bosses and the what I would call California style, the big city California design to these characters. We got 3 girls, 4 if you count the robot girl, and 2 guys. And they all look lame. And the girls are all girl bosses and badasses. And I don't know if they're lesbians. Maybe they're lesbians. That's why you can't have sex with them. I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe they let you make a girl in this game. In the first one they did, to be honest. And then you got 2 dudes, 4 girls, 1 robot girl, and you got 2 dudes. One of them is, I don't know, hammer guy, and the other one is, I don't know. This reminds me of the Battlefield 5. Remember when they first showed off Battlefield 5 and they had the lady in World War II and she's running around. She's like a redhead lady with a katana, and she's running around, or like some sort of fancy sword, and she's running around with a robot, like with a prosthetic arm. So we got prosthetic arm bro here to represent us disabled people, seemingly. And then we got dude over here with a hammer. He's the hammer guy. And then we got 4 girl bosses. So very Disney, very, very California. And if you're Californian, I don't mean to offend. I'm just saying this is a lot of stuff that comes out of there is very much with this sort of taste in mind. This is very Concord like. And yeah, I mean, I hope the game is good. I'm shit talking the designs, but I hope the game is good. I hope that Obsidian used to be my favorite studio. You could ask one of my exes, who was, she was with me around that time, what my favorite studio was, and she'd just probably tell you Obsidian, because that's what it was. They used to be my favorite studio. I mean, they had Knights of the Old Republic 2. They had New Vegas. They had what was it called, Alpha Protocol, which was a pretty cool like Mass Effect like game. They had Tyranny, which I really liked, and I think it was some of the Neverwinter Night games as well. I forget. Didn't they also do the Temple of Elemental Evil? Was that Obsidian? I don't remember, but they made some good fucking games, man. They made some. It was also what's it called? Icewind Dale. But New Vegas, Knights of the Old Republic 2, fucking god tier games. Fucking god, they were so good. Those games were so good. Obsidian used to be fucking on fire, and now it's just girl bosses galore. I mean, Pentiment was good too. To be fair, Pentiment was good. But it's not the type of like big appeal game that a lot of people care about. It's just like, it's like 2D. It looks like an indie game, and all this and that. Yeah, so I don't know, man. We got mutant girl boss, lesbian girl boss, wacky gadgets, light you on fire girl boss, robot girl boss. We have a token black guy. Let's be real, and whatever this guy is supposed to be, I don't know what he's supposed to be. I guess he's the alpha male. I don't know. I don't know. Not very exciting. Not very exciting. I'll be honest with you. And what is this face, man? What is this? I don't know. This is Obsidian is not what it used to be. But I hope the game is good, and if it's good, I'll fucking play it happily. I'll play it even if it's this. This guy says, so this will probably be buried, and that's fine. I just want to type out my thoughts here. Does anyone feel the marketing for Obsidian games have been rather odd lately? I felt so earlier, and the marketing for the Outer Worlds too. This trailer in particular have made me think about it. It claims to be a companion trailer, and I suppose it is, but all we see is that what they look like and some combat gameplay featuring them. Is that why we play RPGs? Why we play Obsidian games? To me, it's been about the characters, their stories, their personalities, and how I, as a player, can interact with them. And absolutely nothing is conveyed through these companion trailer. I don't know anymore about these characters and what they're like. And after trailer, then before the trailer, than what I knew after. I mean, basically, he's fucking right. Let's focus on clunky weapons and weird attacks. I still feel like Obsidian has been missing the point lately. Yeah. And this is right here. I wish I could update it. I don't have an account here logged in. So it says, why do they all look lame as hell? I think I already covered that. It's because this is made by people who have very, I would say, progressive politics, and so they don't want to appeal to the male gaze by making girls that are attractive and sexy. They want to make girls that are also just as strong as men, because these are some of these people that have like a very feminist, and I don't think feminism is unanimously bad or anything, but they have a very feminist chip on their shoulder whenever it comes to comparison versus males. There's always this sort of no, we girls can do it too. If a guy can do that, we can do it as well. So you have to, if you have a hardcore badass guy, you need a hardcore badass girl that goes in there and acts just like the guy and gets to beat the shit out of everybody like she's some 6'6" dude who's built like fucking Arnold in Terminator 1. No. That's not reality. If you're enjoying this video and you'd like to see bigger and better content, the only thing you need to do is hit subscribe and and I'll take care of the rest. And so it just comes off as weird. And they're making these Mary Sue fucking, oh, this is what I imagine myself to be. I'm some hardcore, this redhead girl. This is their power fantasy, and that's okay, but it's just weird, dude, because it's you have this, it's you're trying to force these masculine sensibilities into all feminine, all female portrayals, and it's this is not how women
Your
work.
Statistically unsafe lifestyle.
Women don't want to be running around fucking gunning everything down and running around with a hammer and smashing bad guys in and beating the shit out of them. I guarantee you that if something were to happen, grab any group of people, grab fucking college students, right? And put them in a situation where fucking bad guys show up. The ones who are going to be fighting are probably going to be the guys. The ones who are going to probably be putting up a stand and trying to stand up and fucking kick ass and be aggressive and assertive is probably going to be the males. It's not going to be the girls. Girls generally don't want to be picking fights and acting and chest beating and, throwing punches and beating the shit out of their enemies as a solution to their problems. Women do not want to beat other people up to get ahead in life. That's not what they do. That's what guys do. And guys have been built, they've been given these biological gifts by Mother Nature, because obviously we're a hunter and gatherer species. We spend the majority of our existence on this planet as hunter and gatherers. And the guys, what they did is that they went out there and did long distance hunting, as far back as mammoths, while the ladies stayed at home, at the village, and did short distance hunting with the assistance of dogs and all of that. Right? Women did not need to be built like fucking tanks to be able to do their jobs. Guys did. And the guys that weren't built like tanks probably got trampled by a fucking mammoth and didn't get to reproduce, and they didn't get to make it. The guys that were big and strong and had big upper bodies, wide shoulders, fucking good aim, good throwing capabilities to be able to fucking throw their lances and whatever, their spears, chuck their spears at the mammoths and whatever. Like, those were the guys that got to reproduce, and they were the guys that were successful, and they were the guys that women went, ooh, I like John. John he's so tall, he's so handsome. He always brings home the bacon, from these mammoth hunts. And women did not need to evolve into this, I'm a girl boss, I kick everybody's ass. Women evolved into, I'm really good at giving birth and taking care of, the village and rearing the children and, doing all these things that are related to not fucking fighting fucking giant mammoths. Okay. That's what the women evolved to do. Right. And it's the women that were really good at having children and really successful in the village life that were the ones that got to reproduce. And so now you have these women running around here like they're pretending to be fucking mammoth hunters. Right. And they make all this fiction like they're fucking Chad, like that 6'6" Chad or whatever, the big tall guy who or I guess relatively tall, because we used to be shorter back then, but the relatively tall guy comparably who was fucking chucking his spear and landing it straight in the bullseye in the eyeball of the fucking mammoth. That she's trying to pretend that she's her, and she's making her characters to be like him, and it just comes off as weird. It comes off as forced. It's like somebody's just like, no, we're gonna make a game where I'm a squirrel, and the squirrels like kick the asses of everybody, and squirrels can fight, mammoths, and they do all these things that are not squirrel-like, and it just at some point it's like it's funny, maybe it's cute, it's interesting, it's new, but at some point it's like, if every game is about a girl boss squirrel, maybe or a super boss squirrel, like maybe it just comes off as like I don't know. This is just kind of weird. It doesn't make sense, right? And I like games where you play as a girl. I like Wu-Chang Fallen Fires. You play as a girl. That's a cool game, I like Metroid games. Metroid games are cool. You play as a girl, like it's just like this whole force shit with like this fucking lesbian haircut. There's this fucking wannabe warrior, like fucking half of a mohawk, like you're a fucking chieftain warrior of some ancient tribe. Bro, no. Fucking no. Fucking no. It just looks weird. It just looks forced. And not everybody wants this. Some girls just want to be girls in video games, and they don't want to look like fucking this. And they don't want this to be the only way that they're represented. Every fucking companion in this, let's go up to where they show all of them standing. There it fucking is. This here, most girls don't want to play video games and look like this. They don't want to look like whatever hardcore mutant girl boss is. There's some girls that want to look like fucking chieftain mohawk, half mohawk fucking warrior here. Some girls do. And they usually tend to have these types of haircuts. You can spot them away because they have blue hair. They'll have blue hair, or they have this crazy fire red hair, or they have fucking green hair. You can kind of tell. They usually work at the HR department at some company, right? And fucking, what is this, grandma, gadget grandma that likes lighting people on fire? Like, I don't, it's just, is this really what girls want? If you ask a fucking 7-year-old girl, what do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? You think she's going to say, I want to be, a gadget grandma that lights people on fire because I'm badass? She's not going to say this shit. Girls, fucking 7-year-old girls are thinking about boys, right? They're thinking about boys, thinking about, their social relationships, their relationships with their girlfriends, all that shit. They're not thinking about being a fucking night elf mohawk over here and robot girl. I don't know. They're just not thinking. They're not thinking about being reptilian, whatever mutant this shit is. It just fucking, it's just fucking like what? And guys generally aren't thinking about being disabled man over here with a robot hand. And if you're disabled, you know, I've been in situations where I've been, you know, temporarily disabled. The last thing you want to do as a person that's disabled is make yourself disabled in game. You want to be normal. If your hand's broken, you want your hand to work again. If your leg's broken, you want your leg to work again. You want to live a normal life. You don't want to look like this. You know? So this fucking bullshit, this representation shit, these people are delusional. They're fucking delusional. And I'm not saying the game's not gonna sell. I'm just saying this shit is not appealing. It is not attractive. Most people don't like this shit. Most girls want to be girls. Most guys want to be guys. End of fucking story. Why do they all look lame as hell? Because the people that made them have a fucking chip on their shoulder and want to be fucking, they imagine themselves to be girl bosses and fucking, you know, night elf mohawk warlords. That's why. They don't reflect what normal people want. That's why. They're fucking letting their politics, you know, dictate their art. Unbearable, quirky characters and dialogue. 2025 Obsidian is not the Obsidian that gave us Fallout New Vegas. Fucking, you can say that shit all over again, man. You can say that shit 1,000 times. Bro, not even Gen Z cares about this fucking bullshit. This is millennial shit. Millennials fucking like this shit. Modern day Quippy Marble style Obsidian uninspired corporation is bad world building while backed by Microsoft of all companies, right? And play it safe companions with Reddit moral compasses. Fucking say that shit again. Reddit moral compasses. Because Reddit is fucking, if you know anything about Reddit, it's like it's basically, you know, they love this shit. They love this girl right here. They're like, oh yeah, so badass. You know, our progressive warlord. We love her. Wow, can't wait. Capitalism bad. Upvotes to the left. Dude, this guy is so base for fucking saying this. Obsidian was one of the most trusted developers starting with KOTOR 2. I expect jank and I expect great writing that sometimes does have a few quips. Hell, I bought an Xbox when I learned Microsoft had acquired them. I enjoyed Outer Worlds 1, fine, especially DLCs, but I do feel a sharp decline in the quality of writing and role-playing. I couldn't force myself to finish About. I'll probably skip... I didn't finish About either. I'll probably skip over Outer Worlds 2. Obsidian had... They already had that before. Really not that bad. Really not that bad. KOTOR 2 definitely took itself seriously. Hiring people who bring preconceived notions with them when developing a game, just like Dragon Age Veilguard. Fuck yeah, dude. I can't believe these are Reddit comments. What's the point of showing them like this? They all look lame. We'd be better off knowing nothing about them. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. They wanted $80 for this? The trailer is really underwhelming. Yep. Remember, they were going to charge $80 for this shit. Fucking $80. Looks unexciting. Trite dialogue, unserious themes, and samey game design. Big pass, big disappointment with Obsidian. Fuck yes. Like About? Yes. Anytime anyone praises that game, it sounds inorganic. Characters have no personality other than being lore dispensers, and it's not even good lore. And from what they've shown in this trailer, Outer Worlds 2 looks about the same. Yeah, and the game Avowed is, to be honest, it is a very progressive game. It is, I hate to say the word, I guess woke, because people can't even define what woke is. Woke is just progressive values. It's just progressive values. That's what it is. That's what woke is. Maybe I'll make a video about this. It's just progressive values. That's it. End of story. So like, you know, like think about anything that, like, you know, when it comes to immigration, what do you think progressives are going to be about? You think they like the way that Trump's doing things? No, they want the opposite. When it comes to the environment, you know, how do you think they feel about that shit? How do you think progressives felt about like fracking, the fracking issue in Pennsylvania? You know, do you think they were pro fracking or against it? Oh, they were definitely against it. You know, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying this is how they are. It's very, very left in the American left-right compass. Uh-huh. I'm really enjoying how everybody's like, most people are roasting. Welcome to New Obsidian. Even PoE 2 had low stakes and boring writing. Comments on YouTube convey it perfectly. Concord 2 level character designs. Fuck yes. I'm scared for New Vegas 2 if it ever happens. Oh, dude, you're already fucked. Look at Avowed. Ah, good old Obsidian. Still allergic to romance in their RPGs, I see. I wonder if they'll turn another companion ace just to drive home the point. Pity. Romance is the kind of pandering I enjoy in RPGs. Yeah, same. I don't understand. Like, romance is like the most normal human thing ever. Why can you eat in an RPG but you can't fucking romance somebody? Like, what the fuck is what? Why can you sleep in an RPG but you can't romance? Why can you kill and murder in an RPG but you can't romance? Whatever happened to make love, not warfare, not war, right? Sorry, not war. I meant to say Warcraft because it's like that's the South Park episode, the legendary WoW South Park episode. I love that episode. Make love, not Warcraft. Maybe that's what it's called. Yeah, man, this is just it's so stupid, and part of it is just this sex bad, and oh, we don't want you to, you know, like feel like you know, people are just there for you to fuck or something like that. Bro, romance isn't just about, you know, reproducing or, you know, making babies or having sex. Like, it's a whole partnership thing. I mean, the end goal generally is that, but you know, there's more to it than that. I think romance is I mean, this is gonna sound lame to some people, but I think romance is a pure thing compared to fucking murder and violence. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love murdering stuff in video games too, but like, I'm not gonna delude myself. Like, how is decapitating somebody's head in a video game is something that's, you know, nicer or better than fucking, I don't know, just telling a girl you like her in a game, you know, or taking out a girl out on a date to like eat or something in a video game. Like, how's fucking, you know, decapitating somebody better? And as a nice thing, as an acceptable thing. You think that we'd all be like against fucking decapitations, like murdering and like all of that shit, but you know, we're not. It's weird. But yeah. So that's the Outer Worlds too, man. And let me tell you, it's fucking bullshit. I hope the game's good. I hope this is just like a bad look for like a bad look trailer. I hope the actual gameplay and everything is good and the writing is good and these characters are better than they look. Because right now we're just looking at them. We haven't even talked to these characters all that much, you know, because we haven't played the game. So let's hope that this is good. I'm praying for them, but I mean, this is modern Obsidian. Look at Avowed. Avowed doesn't leave me with much hope of this being better. Modern Obsidian is modern Obsidian. For better or for worse.
Subscribe and like!